Welcome, everybody, to Disney Dialogues. It's Tuesday night, which is great. Selected Tuesdays and Thursday nights. Jen and I sit here and bring you some of the most influential and impactful people that we can find in the Disney community, generally outside of the mouse, but making the mouse important. Hello. How are you, Miss Monorail Molly?
I'm good. I'm very excited for tonight. Been waiting for this one for quite a while, so I'm glad this day's finally here.
We've got a great one tonight lined up with our first guest of the week, but we're doing two this week, and we'll actually talk a little bit about the second interview a little bit later on in the evening. For those who are brand new to our channel tonight coming in, we sit down and we talk with impactful people that help bring the magic to us when we're at home, when we're in the parks, when you're in the movie theaters. It doesn't matter. You'd be surprised at the people we're going to talk about. We've interviewed Disney legends. We've interviewed Disney Imagineers. We've interviewed Disney fine artists. We've interviewed Disney authors. Tonight, we get to interview a Disney impactful person that has a business that's bringing the Disney magic to people. I know that you're a big fan of the shirts, Jen. You've been sporting one. You're actually sporting one tonight, I believe. Are you not?
I am. Would you
Which
like
one
to
is it?
see it?
You can
You want to
share if
see
you'd
it?
like. You can share. The
It
happily
is
ever
the
after.
Happily Ever After shirt,
Well, there you go.
and
I
it'd
love
be
it.
a little bit awkward, but on the back, you could see there's words. Those are the
Very nice.
lyrics.
Very nice. Words and lyrics. I
I
love it.
love this shirt.
I love it. Well, we're excited
Mhm.
to welcome the Mouse Marketplace family into our channel tonight. I know Bonnie's going to have some friends coming over here and supporting. I'm going to say a quick hello to chat, and I think we should get right into this one tonight because I know you're jumping at the bit to talk with our guests and hear about them. So let me go up here and just say a quick hello to chat. If you are brand new tonight, hey, we only ask two things. Hit the like for us. Let's get over 100 likes for this guest. And if you're brand new, hit that subscribe because Jen and I do these interviews monthly. We've got a lot of good ones coming up, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on the show. Real quick, hellos, Debbie Bernfeld, fans of Green Bay Packers, Genie525, Kolya, hello, Teresa, hello, welcome in. Dropping down, Jonathan Chong is in the chat. Debbie Thunert is in here. Zippity Doo Doug, our friend, is in here. Kevin Hawthorne, hello, welcome in. Bonnie's in the chat already, hanging out, saying hello. Diane, good to see you. Miss Thibodeau, welcome in, ma'am. Good to see you. Cakes is in the house. Dame Dystopia, she's really growing her channel. Hello, Dame, good to see you. Clara Taft, hello. Clara, welcome to our channel. Diane Cross, I hope I'm saying it right. Kraus, maybe? Let me try it both ways. Diane Kraus. Hello, Diane. Welcome in. Explore with Monica. Hello, Monica. Had a great talk with her the other day. Good to see you. Belinda is here, Little Mermaid fan. I heard that she will rival you in being a fan of Bonnie and his shirts. That's what I heard. That's what I was told. I was given that information. Belinda is
Really?
a
I didn't
massive
know that.
fan. That's what I was told
That's
before the show.
awesome. I love that.
Yes, she will rival you. So just letting you know you have competition. Corby, hello, good to see you. Welcome in, Cap Family Adventures. Thank you for joining, coming in from out there. Lucky's in the house. I Heart Disney is in the house. Let me turn off my TV because we don't need that. Alex Miller's in the house. Nick Durst, hello, I'm new here. Thank you for talking about Disney Magic. Well, thank you for joining us here tonight, Nick.
Nice.
We'll say hello to many others as we go through the show. Italian, hello. That's Anne Marie. Mandy Mary's in here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get questions to our guests tonight during the show, we will try to get to as many as we can. We ask you to please highlight at Pete McDevitt Show and put your question in. I'm not promising, but we'll do our best. We've got a lot lined up here tonight. Jen, how about if we do a little introduction for our guest tonight and let's get him in here and have some fun?
All right. So we've been looking forward to this interview since the moment we booked it. From the very start, we knew this conversation would be something special, and we can't wait to dive in and share it with all of you. Our guest today has been an incredible inspiration when it comes to his health journey and business strategies. His
Yes.
dedication to personal well being, sharp decision making, and strategic mindset have set a powerful example for so many. Bonnie's passion for Disney runs deep, stemming from a lifelong connection that began at a young age. Disney
Mhm.
has been a meaningful part of his journey, shaping his experiences and inspiring his love for Disney's storytelling, creativity, and magic.
Yes.
Tonight, we're diving into the evolution of Mouse Marketplace and its incredible success through the eyes of someone who has seen it all. From its early days to where it stands now, our guest has had a front row seat in its journey. Whether you've met him in the park or interacted with him through a purchase, Bonnie brings happiness and excitement for all things magical in every interaction. His passion for Disney and dedication to creating memorable experiences shines through in everything he does, making every encounter truly special. Without any further delay, it is my absolute honor to welcome to Disney Dialogues, Bonnie Cripps.
Hello, sir. Good to see you.
Hey, hey, what's going on?
We're glad you're here tonight. Casey's Corner of the World. Hello, my friend. And Jason Tibbin and Nathan. Boy, everybody's jumping in here tonight to see you tonight, Bonnie. I love it. Welcome to everybody.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm really honored by that. And as I listened to Jen talk about all those things, I was like, oh crap, I got the wrong nights. They're interviewing somebody else tonight. So thank you for all the kind words. That was really, really, really sweet of you. So thank
Absolutely
you.
not a problem at all. Throughout the night, as we have Bonnie on the screen, we're going to feature several of his shirts. You'll see them on the screen. We'll highlight and talk about a couple of them as we go through. It's going to be a thing. A lot of people saying excited to see you. Look at Deb Lovin saying hi, Bonnie. Cab Family Adventure saying hi, Bonnie. Good to see you. Cyclone Indoor Cycling. That is a great channel name. Dude, you got to subscribe to the channel just because I like saying your name. Mouse Marketplace is amazing. He says, I love it. There's a lot of Teresa Baker, a lot of your friends coming in. I love that. Let's get into things and have some fun here. Let's start with just a basic general overview, Bonnie. There might be a lot of people that are meeting you for the first time and that are finding you out. And if you wanted to say hello to them and you're in the parks and just a little introduction, if you could help us out with that, it would be great.
Yeah, well, I am Bonnie. I am a guy named Bonnie. So that's been at the center and forefront of my life, just dealing with being a guy named Bonnie. Uh, and being such, I've had to look on the bright side of life. I've had to find myself as being like an optimistic person. I really I stay away from the news. I stay away from negativity and drama. And with that, I just like being a positive person. I feel like the world needs kindness, and so kindness is a big part of the message that I want to spread. And I feel like with our community we've got at Mouse Marketplace, we really do have like a community of people that love to spread kindness.
I love
Uh,
that.
so that's kind of the snippet of who we are. All the people, all the stuff that Jen was talking about, I'm like, I'm ready to meet that body. That's really cool. So, uh,
I love it. I love it. Welcome in.
That's
Welcome into
great.
Coach Striff. Again, as you guys, we'll make sure that Bonnie gets a chance a little later on at the end of the show to be able to see all the nice comments in the chat. There's a ton of them already, and I'm sure there will be more. Hello, Candy. Welcome in. Hit that subscribe tonight and hit that like. It's important to us. Tamara says, I met Bonnie up at Disney Springs, and then she pulled her comment back. Okay, well, Tamara, we'll go with it right now. Well, as we go through, we're going to talk about a lot of things, and I think there's nowhere better to start off than kind of history. So, Jen, how about if we start with your first question of the night?
Sure thing. Bonnie, we're going to go in the Wayback Machine, all the way back to 1972. Um, Going back, you've been visiting since then. Your brother worked there, I believe, for 25 years. You've had such an in-depth connection to Disney universe. How has that lifelong exposure and personal connection shaped your love for Disney and the way you experience its magic?
it's really interesting. 72, I came within the first year of it being built, and I didn't, you don't realize young in life what a blessing that is, and how most kids don't get to come. We didn't come every year. I mean, it was definitely every several years or so, but I got to visit. And um, one of the earliest pictures I have of my mom and I is a picture of Minnie and mom and me at the front gate. And I post it often just because it just reminds me of what an incredible set of parents I had that would do something so nice. Like that was a big deal. Like it was,
Right.
even then it was an expensive thing. And so they invested heavily in me. And that's just really a cool thing,
Yeah.
like, so I don't take that for granted. And um, it impacted me big time. But like when my brother worked for Disney, I remember then just asking him 50 questions. He probably hated it when I came in, and he was in a pretty high up management position. And I just remember just playing 50 questions with him, 50, question after question after question. And I don't remember like a time that just hit that like, oh, now I'm interested in Disney. It's just always been a part of life
Mhm.
and a part of my life. But I do remember one specific thing, and I feel like so many Disney fans know this, but it was going through the Pirates of the Caribbean and sitting beside him and him pointing up to the guy's leg that's hanging down and saying, "Hey, look, you can see the hair on this guy's leg." And
Hairy leg.
yeah, exactly. And after that, I
Yeah.
was I was always looking for the details. Like, what's the details that I'm missing, or what's the details in this that's really setting things apart? And I really applied all the business side of things. For a time there, he worked for the Disney Institute when it was actually a resort and a learning facility.
Okay.
And I read Disney books like crazy, and books from those leaders about how to do business and how to treat your customers, and how do you make a difference in a customer's life and stuff. And so I was just totally immersed in that when I was in my corporate career, and I think it played out well. And just in my corporate life, I always retain customers like nobody else. And I feel like even with Mouse Marketplace, in a business sense, we have repeat customers like is unheard of in the e-commerce area. And so I feel like that still goes back to me wanting to treat people like Disney does. And in a lot of ways, I feel like I'm out. I don't know how to say this. I feel like they've pulled back on some of that customer level things, but I'm like, I'm not going to give it up because this is what Walt said to do. And if Walt said to do it, it's still good today. So anyway.
That's really good. I love that. Our moderators are dropping the links in for all of Bonnie's social media, for his email that you can reach out, orders at mousemarketplace.com. All those links are going to be through in this chat throughout the night. Make sure you click on them, give them a follow so you're up to pace over there. And also the website so you can take a look through there. I would encourage anybody opening up the website as we're talking, open up the website on another link and take a look at some of the shirts and all the items. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the interview. Again, keep hitting that like tonight. Let's get up over triple digit likes. And we appreciate you all being here. And if you're following Bonnie on his Instagram, many of those books that he just referenced are focused over there. You can actually find, I actually found two books that I liked last night that I was like, oh, that looks like an interesting topic. And I went and looked it up. I was like, because I'm a big, Jen will tell you, I talk about many books from my time at work that were influential in creating who I am. So I love that park. So Tracy DeCant says Mouse Marketplace, the best customer service. No lie, 80%, 85% of my wardrobe is from Mouse Marketplace. There you go. Uh, I'm going to jump in. I'm going to jump over here, and I want to talk a little bit about some of your time. As you were as a cast member yourself, would you be kind enough to share some of your experiences as a Disney cast member, working in watercraft and in minivans? I look over here and I'm looking at everything that we've got with you, and I'd love to hear more about the roles that you played and maybe some memorable moments that stood out for you when you were driving those elusive minivans that we chase down so much in the parks.
I love it. Yeah, well, I started out in, I think it was 2018. So I've not worked for Disney very long, but 2018, um, it was just a childhood dream of mine to work on the boats over at Magic Kingdom, out in Seven Seas Lagoon and Bay Lake. I wanted to do that from the time I was a little kid, and I finally got the opportunity. I went in and interviewed, and it was really funny because the guy asked me during the interview, like he went out to the lobby to grab me, and he simply asked, like, what's your experience with boats? And I said, well, I grew up on boats, and then I've got a boat, or I had a boat. And before we even got back to the to his office, he said, well, when can you go through traditions? And so that was like, when he said that, it was just like, I get to go through traditions. And like, that was something I had read and read and read about. So I was totally geeking out the entire time. And I will say, working for Disney, working the boats, it was hard work you're on your feet all day long, you're standing up, you're out in the elements and everything. But I loved every second of it. Um, the shirt that Jen has on, Happily Ever After, I volunteered for a spot every night when I was new that I got to watch the fireworks, and there I was like, they're paying me to watch Happily Ever After every night. Like this is incredible. Or I was watching the sunset on Bay Lake on Seven Seas Lagoon, and I'm like, holy cow, they are paying me to look at the sunset on Seven Seas Lagoon, and which is my favorite place in all of Walt Disney to be at sunset. And so I really love that. And then but I fulfilled the dream, and I was like, I'm gonna move on, and I've done my thing. That was all I wanted to do was to work for Disney. It was part time, and when I told a friend I was about to quit, minivans were new at that point, and he said, "Hey, I just transferred over to minivans. You should do that." And so I was just the thought of it. I was like, I think I'll do that, and
Nice.
so I applied for that, offered me the job, and I love like then I thought this has got to be the best gig in all of Walt Disney World because I'm driving around in a polka dotted vehicle talking to people about Disney who want to talk about Disney, who don't mind paying the Disney prices. And so I just thought this is the best gig ever. So you asked me about a fun memory or a fond memory. Uh, the minivans was really cool because I had about 15, 20 minutes with every guest, and I could make I feel like an impact. Like with the minivans, it's all about your experience with the cast member, and so I loved being able to just to be that representative of Disney at that during that time. And but one of my favorite stories, I had this mom and her little daughter. Don't remember the daughter's age, but I know she was in a car seat and she had lost a tooth. So we were going from Magic Kingdom back to the beach club, and little girl lost her tooth, and obviously had been playing with it and everything, and she was all excited, and then just like on a dime, uh, her whole demeanor changed, and she was like, "Mom, do you think the tooth fairy will find us at Disney?" I mean, you could just tell this girl was all of a sudden devastated with
Mhm.
the tooth fairy not knowing where she was. The mom, without missing a beat, she said, "Well, probably not, but I bet Tinkerbell will." And I was like, "That is so sweet," like
That's
that's
great.
such a like mom's own it. And so as I was going, I was like, I wonder what could happen. And at that point I was still relatively new with the minivan. So I went in, and after they got out of the car, the only thing I had was the fact that they were from New York, and I had the mom's first name. So that's all we had to go off of. And so I went into the front desk, and a manager came out and talked to me, and I told him what had happened. And so the front desk manager, she was on a mission to find this lady. And so we found her. She found her. She's like, "I want to get Tinkerbell to come." And so she legit got Tinkerbell to deliver for this little girl, and
Wow.
I just thought, "Holy cow!" Now, of course, I didn't see that happen. I didn't see, the end result. I didn't see any of that. But I love the fact that this front desk manager, who did have the pull, got so excited about being able to create something super super cool for this little girl, and so I love to be a part of it, but I still just think that's what makes Disney so different is
Yes.
the fact that the cast member went I mean, we probably did stay there 20 minutes because when you think about it, somebody from New York and just a first name, so then, she knew there had to be a little girl and the mom and dad, or there was a dad and a brother. So she knew that there was four of them in the room. It took her a while to find them. And it
Still
was just one of
impressive.
the experience. Yeah. So,
That's awesome to be a part of the magic that way. I love that.
yeah.
Welcome into Detroit. Diz came in. Coach Drift came in. Lila Rose came in. Mel came in. Disney Connections. Mel came in. Hatbox Ghost came in. 43 Jemet came in. Welcome in, everybody. We had a nice comment there from Melissa Wynn. Bonnie has the best overheard at Disney stories to tell. Thank you, Melissa Wynn, for being here. Everybody, make sure you're hitting that subscribe tonight. We do these Disney dialogues consistently. We've got a lot of great Disney Imagineers, Disney artists coming up. Jen, I'm going to take it over to you for the next part of the segment.
Well, I want to switch gears a little bit to a little bit more of a non-Disney but more personal side, because this was one of the things about you, Bonnie, that made you stand out to me when I first saw you on all the social media, and that's your weight loss journey. Your weight loss journey has been truly incredible, and I know it's been deeply personal and transformative experience for you. So, can you just share with us a little bit about that journey, what it has meant to you, and how it felt to achieve that milestone of running your first 5K when you were at Castaway Key?
Oh. Um, I, it's so interesting looking at that picture, and I know y'all had to go way back for to find that photo. Uh, it that first one in June 2017. I remember taking that picture. I remember taking that picture, and I was about 3 blocks from my house when I took that picture. And I don't know if you can see it there. I'm sitting down, and at that point in life, uh, I would have to, if I got to the Magic Kingdom, I would have to stop a time or two walking down Main Street. I just
Hmm.
could not walk, and so I started my journey, um, and I I just walked at the parks. I wanted to walk at the parks, and at that point, I don't know why, but I wanted to be able to say I lost 100 pounds walking at Disney and eating at Disney. So I got on keto, and I did. I walked every day, and literally every day for like 160 some days. I was walking, and then I was on keto from that time all the way until COVID hit. And as you can tell from the pictures, there was a little up and down that's going on there with the weight. It's not it's gone back up a little bit since that last bottom right picture, but I'm back down some as well, and so then it's back up. So it's I've not been quite as uh, committed to it as I was pre-COVID, but I'm still at a so much better place in life than I was uh, than than that first top right or top left picture. And but I did it walking and eating at Disney. Like I legit was walking and eating at Disney. The other picture that you had of the me and the minivan, that was the day that I hit 100 pounds down, and I'd never requested a certain vehicle or anything like that until that day. And when I went in there, I told the coordinator. At that point, they assigned the cars out manually, and I asked the coordinators like, "Hey, can I request one of the Suburbans? I want number 100." And he just looked at me. He's like, "Everybody wants the Suburbans." At that point, they had that and the whatever the other ones they used to have, Traverses, and
Right.
uh, and I was like, "Well, today's my 100 day. I've lost 100 pounds today," and uh, and he was like, "Absolutely, I'll give it to you." So
Love it.
he was giving me a hard time because he knew I a lot of the drivers had would go in there and request cars all the time, and I never did. I was like, "You give me a polka dotted car, I'm just happy." So, but it was life changing for me. Literally gave me back my life of being able to do that, and so that was really cool. And I do want to correct you on the Castaway 5K. I did not run it. I walked it. I will never. If you see me running anywhere, it's going to be there's going to be something like big and furry behind me or something. So, but, it was really cool to be able to do it. That was at a time when Castaway 5K was actually an organized race or an event, and I got out there and I did it, and I was so happy. So that was like the first medal that I got, and
I love it.
so I
I
was.
applaud your efforts. I think it's fantastic.
That's
Welcome
Thank
awesome.
you.
into Paul Engel. Also, we had who else came in? Karen Foley came in from Boston. Thank you, Karen, for joining. Rachel Schrudel. I hope I'm saying your name right. Says I love the quality of their items. Welcome in, Rachel. Hit that like tonight. We're 32 likes away from 100. I do want to highlight. This is one of the things that Jen brought to my attention when we started to put everything together. Your video here, which moderators, you have the link for the video for the 100 pound celebration. please drop it in there. Guys, go over and take a look at it. I would encourage you. I know it's from a while back, but it's very inspirational. The path to get there and the battle to get there. I was large and at one time overweight myself before I got sick, and I battled it with it myself. Went up and down. I can feel Bonnie's challenges as he's talking. I can also feel his pride as he's talking too, because that's a heck of a thing to go through. So take a chance, take a look at that video, hit it up, just leave a comment over there and let Bonnie know you saw it. Diane
I
Long,
totally forgot about that video. I'm gonna have to go check it out to see what I did. That was a while ago. I do still have that shirt, by the way. So
if you come on an interview with us, I will find things. That's the one thing you find.
that's scary.
Diana Long Rawls says, hoping to find Bonnie when I go to Disney next time. And also Michelle Souter says, we love Bonnie. He is amazing. You guys make sure you're hitting up that subscribe tonight. Hit that like. Let's have some fun. Let's go a little bit further into our path here. I want to talk a little bit more about Mouse Marketplace itself as I go through. Bonnie, can you take a look back at your beginning with Mouse Marketplace from when you took the lead there, and how the concept of what you wanted to do with Mouse Marketplace is, where it's going, and this journey as you're going along. Just elaborate a little bit about that for us. I would love that.
Yeah, well, it's really interesting that Mouse Marketplace was never intended to be what it is now. Back before COVID, oh, I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't say that word. It probably messes you guys up,
That's
doesn't it?
okay.
Um, Back before Disney shut down, I had an information product, and it was for fast passes. It taught people how to bypass how to actually, what's the word for it, maximize the fast pass
Maximize
system.
Fast
It
Pass.
was a
Yep.
little $27 product, and I did that while I was working part time at Disney,
Hmm.
and I had my career job going on, and I loved that information product. I loved it. It was so good, and I I had some people come to me and approach me to purchase the Facebook group of Mouse Marketplace. And I could care less about what they were doing. They were doing personal shopping, and they were doing some other things like snack boxes and stuff like that. And all I saw was they had, I think at that point, 18,000 followers. And I think that's what it was at that point. And so I thought, oh, if I'm making almost a full time income over here with this information product for FastPass, if I can get in front of more people, I'll sell more of it. And man, alive, was that not the right mindset when it was a very much of a personality driven group and everything. And my personality wasn't the same as theirs. And so I was like, man, what did I get myself into with this? And but I was like, I've still got this group, so I need to do something with it. I'd paid for the Facebook group, not the business, but the Facebook group. So I was like, I just need to do this because it's actually got Disney fans in it. And then when we ended up I think it was in March, doing a snack box and doing a couple of snack boxes and stuff. But then when Disney shut down, I lost my corporate gig in one day. I lost my gig at Disney, obviously, was laid off with everyone else. And then I had Mouse Marketplace, and I was like, oh, and the Fast Pass thing. So I lost that. All
Wow.
my streams of income I lost in one day, and I was devastated. Like I'd never had been in a position to where I didn't know where income was coming from. And I knew that, I mean, everybody else in America was kind of the same way, but I was like, I don't have a check next week. I just I don't have a check next week. And so I was like, well, I've got this group over here, and it's bigger than my group. So let's just see if we can start building this thing and getting the personality in there. And so it actually did probably take 3 or 4 months to really to get the group like my personality, like what I wanted it to be. But at the same time, I was like, what can we start doing? And that's when my social media blew up. I was driving around Walt Disney World in a car when nobody else was there, when things were shut down. And I'd have 600 or 700 people on a live because people just wanted a glimpse of happy. They wanted a glimpse of
Right.
magic. And so my social media blew up, and then we were like, well, you know what? If they want that, what if we pull all these little small shops together that these vendors aren't doing much either? Like they're vying for their business. They're losing their full-time jobs and stuff. So I just started pulling a lot of small shops together, and it's like, what if we offered this and what if we offer that? And that's just kind of over 5 years now. It's just kind of meshed into what it is with Mouse Marketplace. So we support a lot of small shops, a lot of artisans, a lot of craftspeople who are all about Disney. So our community gets a lot of variety. They get a lot of original products. Now we do deal with licensed products as well, just to expand the offering that we have.
Hmm.
So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but it is, it's turned itself into um, the full time gig, and now we've got there's 5 team members that we have, and so it's a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of work and it's a lot of stress when it comes to um, just meeting payroll, paying the rent, paying all these kind of stuff. It's a little. I'm having to work a lot harder for it now than I was in 2021, 2022. But it's still fun. It's a challenge, but it's fun. So
I love hearing that it's still fun. A lot of
yeah,
nice compliments in the chat. Again, after this interview's over, Bonnie, when the replay hits, you'll have to go through and just watch some of these amazing compliments about you. Jen, let me go back over to you.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of people loving Mouse Marketplace in the chat, customers themselves. I myself am a customer, like we showed my shirt before. So my next question is, so far our viewers can grasp more about the magic that's offered at Mouse Marketplace. Can you take us deeper into Mouse Marketplace and share more about what Disney fans can find there, the products, the services, what they can expect when they visit? Maybe touch on a little bit about your drops that you do, and how Mouse Marketplace can enhance the Disney experience for all of the Disney fans.
yeah. Thank you for asking these questions about Mouse Marketplace. First of all, I want to just brag on the community. We've got a Facebook group that's got 70 some thousand people in it, an Instagram community of 40 some thousand. And when I think about it, that just blows my mind. I mean, I can't even comprehend being in front of that many people. And but the community is so kind, so gracious. They're so loyal, and I cannot tell you what they mean to me. It seriously just means the world. Um, Something that I didn't touch on any of that. There was a time after my corporate world when I transitioned from one job that I had for 24 years into the second part of that I didn't know what I was going to do with life. And I found myself, I never want to say I was homeless because I wasn't homeless, but I was broke, and I had to, as a older 40-some-year-old guy, I had to go live with my dad. I need to say that again. I got to go live with my dad.
Take your time, brother.
And, and life was tough. And I didn't know how. mm, you feel like Oprah right now. I didn't know how I was going to pull myself out of that. And so one of the common things that you'll hear me say in Mouse Marketplace is thank you, thank you, thank you. And every time I say that, I think back to that time when I didn't have anything. And so when I think about the fact that um, people order from me and people give me their money and people let me create magic for them, it means a lot to me because um, I was at a place where I didn't have anything, and so it's not something that I take for granted at all. And so it's the sincerity of I so much appreciate getting to make magic and getting to do it. So that's where it all stems from. So yeah, we work with different vendors and small shops, and the reason that I love working with the smaller shops and the artisans and craftspeople is because I needed somebody to give me a break. I needed somebody to come in there when I was struggling and just say, you know what, I'll place an order with you. And for some, for some of our vendors, it may be 2 or 3 items. For other vendors, it's 2 or 3, 100 items a week, or at a drop. And I hear the stories from those vendors as saying, "Hey, you you help me get through this, or you help me do that." And it's not me; it's our community, that when they're buying stuff from me, they're buying stuff from a small shop, and that just makes all the difference in the world. And these are people who love Disney as much as I do, and so that just means the world to me. And I make a habit out of being around good people that are kind and just good natured people that's got morals and standards. And so I feel like I get to work with people that are high quality people, and that's the kind of people that I want to support. So we do gift baskets. That's one of the fun things that we do. Is as people come to Disney, we love delivering the gift baskets to them, letting them have that first impression. And the reason that I even do that is because I used to do a lot of trade shows at Walt Disney World. And one of the things that I did all the time for my prospects and my clients was get them gift baskets delivered. And for the prospects, 100% of the time, that transitioned into a customer. And I'm like, that had to mean something to them. So I know that it makes a difference. But we also do, Disney themed, inspired t-shirts. Disney inspired. I got to make sure I use that word inspired, because we can't use the characters and stuff like that. Disney inspired t-shirts. But it's anything from home decor to gadgets and gizmos, jewelry, candles, you name it. Anything that any of the small shops are offering, we get to just be a conduit to get their stuff out in front of a lot of people. So that's
I
that's
love
a
that.
lot of that was probably a lot more than what you were asking for, but there you
That's
go.
no, that was a fantastic question by Jen. I'll throw out a couple things. One, you can see on the screen right now, direct screenshot from the website there with all of the topics that you can get into over with Bonnie. Also, our moderators are dropping the links in there throughout the night for all the website. You can go right to it right now. Take a look as we're talking. A lot of great compliments here. We're 21 likes away from 100. That would be
Mhm.
amazing. That was an extremely touching spot right there, Bonnie, as you were talking about your passion behind your Facebook group with so many followers, 75,000 plus, and your Instagram, and the importance of those people to you. I love that you were taking the time to share that with us, and it's great to see those people that are visiting tonight from Mouse Marketplace over here with us able to hear how much you care for them, and that it's a reciprocated love for them supporting you and you supporting back. I understand that with having my channel here. I have that type of love for the people that come in and watch me every week and take the time with us. So I can relate with that. Jayhawk Joel says, I followed Bonnie from the start. Always love the real story. His love is unmatched. Siples, and I know I'm saying that wrong. I apologize to you. 16 WMA says, as a vendor for Mouse Marketplace, I'm eternally grateful to Bonnie and staff. I will throw it out there as a thank you tonight that if any of your vendors that are supporting you, Bonnie, would like to reach out to me for a one-time shout out, that I will do, have them reach out to me privately as a thank you to you for coming on tonight. I will give them a shout out free on my Friday night
Yep.
show. No questions asked. Just a little way of us sharing the mouse love that we all try to do. And you can
I
all be
appreciate
found over there on Mouse Marketplace. Also, Jen, I think I'm gonna pull a turn here. I know you love
it.
when I do that midstream. It's always your favorite part of the show when I change things. Why don't you take Q7, because I think it's a good thing, and that'll get us back into the flow with Q9.
Okay, so let's see. Mouse Marketplace has reached an incredible milestone, 5 years in business and over 100,000 orders. That's an amazing achievement. What does this milestone mean to you personally and for your valued employees?
Well, first of all, I want to keep it real. We are not over 100,000 yet. At this point, I want to look to see where we are. Um, we're about 275 away from 100,000. So,
So
so
close.
it should happen this month. But it again, I'll go back to what I was saying before. I never take a single order for granted, and to think that uh, we've had almost 100,000 orders. Absolutely, I can't even fathom it. It means so much to me. A repeat customer is like gold in the e-commerce arena,
Hmm.
and sometimes I wonder if I should share this kind of stuff or not. Uh, I noticed the other day I had a customer who had ordered 337 times with me. Granted, all of people don't order that kind with me. I am so blown away by when I see somebody who's ordered, two times or three times, but that many times, I just can't even fathom it. And there's not a level of I can't even there's not language that I can use that shows that kind of appreciation for people like that. It has been life changing for me growing up and in my business professional career. um, you always hear the statement of people telling you to go for your passion. It's like, if you can find something that you love to do, you'll never work a day in your life. And I always
Right.
joked around when I was in my professional career, and said, yeah, if I get somebody to pay me to walk around Disney, that'd be really awesome. And that was my ongoing joke for,
Hmm.
for 25 years or so. And now I just have to think, that's so crazy that they were right. I do have people paying me to walk around Disney, and I get to go and I get to share Disney, and I simply just love sharing the nuances, the things that I like, the little details that so many people just walk by. I love getting to share that, and to know now that I've got an audience of uh, 70,000, 100,000 plus people. It's just a really cool thing,
I
and
love that.
I'm still blown away because at the end of the day, this is another metric that is really just blows my mind. 80, I think it's 84% of my audience is female, and I just I don't get that. I can't even comprehend that. I'm a bald headed, overweight guy, and I just love sharing Disney, and they're buying garments and fashion from me and home
Hey,
decor. So it just blows my mind.
every
So
guy out there right now is jealous of you that 84% of the people are ladies following you. I can't even get three. So it's working out really. I'm very proud of you, Bonnie.
yeah, well,
I
it
Debbie
blows my
Bernfeld.
mind.
Debbie Bernfeld says she just ordered her first shirt from you just now. She's one of our followers out there and one of our supporters of our channel. She can't wait. She's looking forward to sharing it out and showing everybody wearing her shirt. I love that. So,
That is so incredible. I do want to see if I can find her real quick. If if you'll allow me to do this, I'll share something with you uh, that I do often. So
okay.
this was not planned, obviously.
Yes, I
So
hope you ordered,
I've got a
Debbie,
little
because if you
app.
didn't, you're going to be in trouble.
I got a little app that tells me that Debbie just ordered. This is why they shouldn't let me talk in public. And it's her first order, and so I can pull up this little app, and it tells me she ordered the Happily Lyrics tee that Deb's wearing. So that's really cool. So
Gentlemen.
let me do this. This is one of the ways that I do show my appreciation. So I want to hit record and just go live here for a second. Uh, Debbie, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I saw that you just ordered on our YouTube interview right now, but you just ordered the Happily Lyrics tee. Thank you so much. I never take an order for granted. I want you to know it's truly appreciated. You're going to love that t-shirt. I know you will. Also, it does look like it's your first order with us, or at least your first order with this email address. So welcome to Mouse Marketplace. I am Bonnie. If I can help in any way whatsoever, please let me know. Truly appreciate it. Just had to say thanks. Take care. Have a magical day. We'll see you real soon. And so that's something that I do um, for about 15 orders a day. Obviously, I can't do that for
Right.
every order that comes through,
Paul
but
Engel
that's one of
says you Paul Engel says you did that for him as well. So
that's
that's very cool that we got to see that live. I'll also like to tell you that I'm not going to be able to control Debbie now. Her head is going to be like this big. So I'm just also saying I'm not wrong there. All right,
But
let's
see, that wouldn't have happened without you guys having me. And so that kind of stuff, it means the world to me. So thank you for even the way that you shared us. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. Let's keep things moving because I want to talk about where Disney's going here in the next quarter century here. And then I'm going to come back to something else here at the end myself. In the last quarter century, Disney has undergone overwhelming changes. It's been amazing the changes that they've had. You know, you've got this new Villains Land, you got Monsters Inc. coming in, you got everything new coming to Animal Kingdom. You've had all this time to watch Disney grow, change, and evolve from really its initiation to where it is now. Where do you see things going for Disney and the impact that it will have both for you as Mouse Marketplace and for the fans that are out there?
Man, is that a big question or what? It really is because in hindsight, when I look at things, I see, man, Disney's done well. Like they brought in Expedition Everest. They've changed the Great Movie Ride to to this or that, and most of those changes, I'm like, you know what, that was really a really positive change, and that was a good thing. Obviously, you miss things along the way, and you wish that things were still there. Like I'd still love for the 20,000 Leagues Under the Seas still be there,
Yes.
but other things come in, and uh, you know, but you just got to learn to go with it because Walt himself said, changes are always, the park's always going to be evolving and whatnot. And so the interesting thing with Disney is that the fans aren't just fly by night fans. They're like Harley fans, like they're getting the
Yes.
tattoos. You see people. So people got a lot of heart behind it. And I'm kind of the same way. Like there's been some of them that's been harder to chew than others. I feel like there's been ups and downs with Disney all throughout the years. There's been good times. There's been times of famine. There's been times of, man, have they flourished like crazy. You go back to the '90s and stuff, like when they were building Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon, and there was so many resorts being added. There was so much growth. And then
Yeah.
there's other times you're like, man, are they going to be able to make it through this? And they've always pulled through. And I feel like the last couple of years has been definitely one of those challenging times for Disney. It's like it's coming. People are coming at them from all angles, and my 2 cents worth is that they're kind of creating a lot of that on themselves, and they've made some decisions of doing away with some services, and I'm like, why are you doing this? And is that a short term gain? It's just a short term game and missing something as simple as they didn't bring the trams back for the
Right.
longest time, and I know that was a
Right.
cost saving feature, but I think back to my time and being on the tram and just being like in awe, and that was a tram, like I
Right.
have those memories of being on the tram from a little kid, and so I think which one of those little moments in life created a lifelong fan of 50 some years
Right.
could have been that moment that's on a tram, and so I really do wonder, like some of these things that they're doing, is it what's the detriment going to be down the road? But then again, I look back and it's like, well, they've had the ups and the downs, so will they be able to pull through? The biggest one right now that I am excited about the Monsters Inc. roller coaster. I don't know why. I'm not that big. Like I love
Midair
Monsters.
suspense.
Yeah, I just think that's going to be such a cool ride and experience. The one that I'm not thrilled about is them doing anything with Frontierland, of messing up the Rivers of America. I just think that that's very short sightedness, and maybe they've just not done a very good job of painting their picture of what they want a Cars Land to look like, and I'm all for the Villains Land, but I feel like that just needs to be separate and away
Somewhere else.
from. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
So, and even if it's where it is, it just needs another entrance or something. I feel like taking away the Rivers of America is just such a big mistake. And obviously, there's a lot of other people feeling that way. I'm over here in concrete America. I'm right here at Walt Disney World, and I love just going back there and getting on Tom Sawyer's Island and feeling like it's like it feels like a park. And so I'm still just shaking my head with what are they thinking? Like, I wish they would just come out and say, this is the big picture. This is what you guys don't get. Because a lot of times they do, like, I didn't realize it was going to be that way,
Right.
And so I wish they'd let us in on that secret a little bit. And but anyway, but
I
I feel
love it.
like
That's great
there's ups
analysis.
and downs.
I love it. Great analysis. Before I turn it over to Jen, because I know she wants to talk some Club 33 with you, welcome into our mayor is here. Good to see you, Mayor. Welcome in. Thank you for being here tonight. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that like. We are only 13 likes away from going over the 100 mark. If you're brand new to us today or coming in for the first time, finding us searching for Disney, this is Disney Dialogues. We do these on selective Tuesday and Thursday nights with Disney Impact people like Bonnie Cribbs and many other Disney Imagineers, artists, authors, and creators in our community. We'd love for you to hit that subscribe tonight and come back for more of those. We do Disney content on this channel 7 days a week with Disney interviews on Sunday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, selected Thursdays, and Friday nights. Bonnie, Friday nights, we do a live Disney news and merch show every Friday night from 9 to
Nice.
11. It keeps us busy over here talking a little bit of Disney. So if you're new, hit that subscribe. Before I give it to Jen, though, I got to make an announcement. There's a lot of people in the chat right now that are coming to the Maryland meetup in August, which will be our 4th annual Maryland meetup in August. And every year we try to raise money for the charity. This year's charity we're focusing on is Semper Fi and America's Fund. It is a charity that supports wounded soldiers on so many facets. And this shirt that you see right here, if you're a fan of Disney and you've been to the parks, if you have not bought this shirt, this has to be one of the hottest ones on Mouse Marketplace for a while. This is Tally's Naughty List shirt. I love it. It's the only one that I've ever seen out there. And I think it's phenomenal. I'm encouraging Bonnie to expand on this line for next year, in my opinion. But I'm going to tell everybody that I will step out and I will go buy one and I will put it into the prize package for us to raise money for soldiers that have been hurt in battle. That's what we're going to do. It's going to be part of our prize package. I will make sure we get that. I think it's one of the greatest ones. And I love it. If you haven't bought this shirt, Jen knows I'm crazy about this shirt. You need to expand this line, Bonnie. It's great.
I really hope that Tally is back at Disney. That he was such a
Mhm.
sensation this Christmas, and I sure hope
Yeah.
they keep him around.
I hope so too. He makes a difference. You actually see people trying to set up in places to interact with him. That's amazing that he could do that. So that's good stuff. All right, Jen, I'm going to send it back over to you, and let's talk about a little Club 33.
Yes, I was so excited when I was prepping for this interview because I had no idea that you've had the incredible opportunity to visit many of the Club 33 locations. That is a magical dream for so many of us Disney fans. What have these experiences meant to you, and how have they impacted the way you see and appreciate Disney?
Man, I'm telling you, I've got to throw it back to our members because we've got some members who are members of Club 33, and they have been nice enough to invite me to at Disney World. There's 4 different locations, one at
Right.
each one of the parks, and I've been so lucky to get to go to all 4 of them
That's
and
awesome.
hang out in there with them and experience the mystique of Club 33. And you can't take pictures in there, you can't have your phone out, that kind of stuff. And but they've invited me in, and uh, it's such a cool experience. And I I just can't even explain. Like in the one at Magic Kingdom, there's um, it's just detailed. Like they're all so different,
Hmm.
and the level of service, I mean, like there's somebody's just waiting on you all the time, and it is Disney extreme. um, it's pretty cool, but the design on the inside, they all feel different, they all look different. um, the the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, I think, is the theme for the one at Magic Kingdom, or that's what their bar area is. And you're just in there thinking, this is the coolest, like the details to the nth,
Love
and
it.
everything is so nice. And I wouldn't say that it doesn't look like you're in the Taj Mahal or anything like that. It's not like the it's Disney high extreme. It's not plush with gold and all that jazz like like you would think for
Right.
billionaires or anything. It's just everyday. I don't want to say everyday ordinary people. They've obviously got to have enough money to get in and pay those fees and stuff. But the people in there have always been so kind and nice and
Love
just
it.
easy going. Go in there just to chill.
Love
So
it.
it's
You
fun.
got Jonathan's Adventures. Welcome in, Jonathan's Adventures. Says Bonnie is awesome. So glad to call him a friend. Our own Jonathan Chong says he wants to rename you the Club 33 Connoisseur. So I guess Jonathan Chong is throwing down some information there. And Joanna Gorbert, that's a cool name, says, "Wow, that's a once in a lifetime kind of thing. Most of us will never see. Amazing." Detroit Disney says Club 33 is a cool place. Yeah, a lot of nice compliments in there as we go through. Well, I want to jump over and talk about Disney seasons with you for a minute. This was a great picture, and for me, it was a great picture because I can see such happiness in your on your face there with Goofy. And then, of course, also we have one of the items available from one of available on Mouse Marketplace. But seasonal time is so special. And I know you've had some magical moments, like the time Santa Claus was yelling out your name. I want to hear a little bit of this story. But can you tell me some of maybe an unforgettable holiday experience that comes to mind from your time being around Disney? And additionally, for Mouse Marketplace, how does these seasons impact you?
Yeah. The memory is, as you mentioned, Santa Claus calling my name. And I was watching the Christmas parade, and the first time I was actually in the hub area and leaning up against this trash can, and Santa Claus calls out my name. And, as he's talking on the loudspeaker as the float goes by, and I know that I probably reacted and felt like an 8-year-old kid. I can't even explain what the cool feeling that was that Santa called my name, and I I it's Disney magic. That's the only way that I can explain it. That was probably 3 years ago or so when that happened. And of course the adult in me was like, I was wearing my magic band. Is there something around here that like's popping up on the screen that he says their name or something? I don't know how it worked and stuff. But this past Christmas, same thing happened again, and Santa said my name, and I'm like, I mean, he looking right at me, and I caught that on video this time. I think it was like I was doing like an Instagram story or something like that, and it's still like I squeal like a little girl because I was so dang excited about it. It blows my mind. So
I think that's cool.
Disney's good about creating some magic. So
But it's I know it's stepping off kilt for one sec before I go over to Jen, but it's no different than all of us. I mean, I'm double nickels. I'm 55, and yet when I go into Disney and I'm there and Goofy, well, actually, this happened just the other day. I was sitting in Pop because it was pouring down rain on the day we were going home, and my son and I didn't want to get wet and go over to Hollywood, so we sat in Pop, and the characters started coming out. And I'm literally sitting there with my son, and all of a sudden I'm getting excited because here comes Donald, Goofy, and Pluto coming out. And
yeah,
we tend to allow ourselves to have that suspension of reality and go into the whole thing. And for you, it was Santa calling out your name, and for me, it was Donald Duck coming in behind me and smacking me in the back of the head. I mean, it pretty much works out par for the course all the way
yeah.
through. I'm not going to lie, but it's pretty cool. So I love that, and I love that Santa called your name. If it happens 3 times in a row, you need to play the lottery. I'm just saying, if it happens this
Exactly.
year, play the lottery. Jen, let me go over to you.
So, another interesting thing that I found out that I did not know about you was that you stayed in all of the Disney resorts, which I
I
think
have.
is an incredible achievement for any Disney fan. So, have you had the opportunity to also stay in the resorts in California, or was it just Florida? And second, if you had to pick your top, I don't know, 3 to 5 recommended locations, what would make your top list and why?
Yeah. Well, I got to do this really cool. As I mentioned, my brother worked for Disney for forever, and he was in a position where he worked with the general managers of a lot of or the general managers of the resorts. And so when we came, we used to come a lot on uh, Christmas and Thanksgiving. And so when we came, we would get our room. He would, in essence, get our rooms comp for us. So I stayed at a lot of them that way, and then I traveled down here for conferences 2 or 3 times a year when I was in my professional corporate career. And so again, that was on somebody else's dime. And I was like, man, I am checking off these things on, on the company budget. And so, so that was really cool. And then, obviously with me traveling down here on vacation and stuff, I got to stay I would always stay at the ones that I didn't stay at. So the last one that I stayed at, to check off the list, was actually Art of Animation a couple years ago. I'd stayed at the Riviera one time before that. I was like, I got to stay at the Riviera now and Art of Animation, complete the list. So I got to do that. My favorite my favorite Disney memory is actually from the All Star Sports. And so people are always like, which resort should I stay at? Which one's the best? And I tell you, it's the memories that you make and the moments that you have. With that one, I was at All Star Sports with my brother and sister in law and my little niece, and to give my brother and sister in law just their date nights out, me and my little niece, we watched movies by the pool every single night, and I like cherish that memory like no other. And so, that's something that Grand Floridian couldn't compete with, was just those sweet memories from that. Uh, my favorite ones that I've stayed at, I love Caribbean Beach. I love the beachy vibes, the beach club.
Nice.
I totally love the resorts that really feel like a resort. I like a lot the cabins at Wilderness Lodge or Wilderness Campground, Fort Wilderness. There's just, it feels like an escape. Like you're
Mhm.
not at Disney, you're not anywhere else. So it's so hard to say though, like your favorite, because if you gave me the opportunity at Christmas, I would say go to Wilderness Lodge. It's just incredible at
It
Christmas.
is.
All of them have their pros and their cons. You can get into the bus issues and that kind of stuff. None of them really have bus issues. They all work on a cycle. Just because somebody's waited 20 minutes for a bus doesn't mean it's got an issue. It's just, that just happens.
It,
It's
it just
not.
means that I'm impatient.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, and 5 minutes feels like 25 minutes when you're ready to be somewhere. So
Yes,
anyway,
it does.
that's me on
I'm right there with
another,
you on that one. I'm right there
so,
with you on that one. So I love it.
but, but I love them. Like I love the fact that they're themed so incredibly well that um, they go to so many details. I mean, Wilderness Lodge, there's one of the train cars that Walt had in his backyard. Little details that you don't
That's
know
cool.
about at Riviera. There's some books that he actually purchased when he went to Europe that was on art and everything like that. It's in that library. There's so much history and there's so much detail at the resorts. I am a big proponent of just going resort hopping, and that's why I like delivering the baskets as much as I do, just because it gives me a chance to be in those resorts and talk about them. So, and then Pop Century, that picture there from Pop Century, um, I would say if you're doing a value that you just can't beat it. Like the rooms are nice, the huge icons are just kids are going to love it.
I stay
You
at
can't
Pop
go
all the
wrong
time.
with it,
I stay at
you
Pop
know.
all the time. Love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. Let me jump over here. Let's talk a little bit about looking into the future as we're sitting here. Another great shirt up there, the Splash Mountain shirt up there on the screen with us. If you could look into a crystal ball and see 5 to 10 years into the future for both, your hopes and aspirations for you and Mouth Marketplace, where do you think that is?
Well, given the fact that 5 years ago Mouse Marketplace wasn't even existing, I would have never guessed that it would be what it is now. I do, there's hopes and dreams of, I want to be able to offer an incredible service and make people feel like they're experiencing Disney when they experience any interaction with us.
Hmm.
So, I just want to be a high service e-commerce. I always say that I don't want to be an e-commerce transactional business. I don't want it to be a transactional business at all. But yet, at the end of the day, I'm in an e-commerce setting, and so I have fun figuring out ways to make it non-transactional. And just just like I did with the thank you video a while ago, most people, if they respond, they're like, I never had anybody do that before or even thank me, other than your standard, automated email and stuff. I want us to just be known for excellence. It's so hard to predict what 5 years will look like because I didn't even know we'd be around, 5 years ago. So,
Right. Okay.
um,
That's a
yep.
fair
But
assessment, though. I like that.
hope that I'm loving life as much as I love life now. I do hope it's a little more financially stable at that time. Definitely been ups and downs with that, just with different things
Right.
that's happened. But I'd want it to be a little more financial stable. It's the anxiety level behind the finances is pretty. I had hair when I started this thing, so
Well, there you go. I know that feeling. Understand that.
yeah.
Before we close things up, I want to remind everybody again that you can find Mouse Marketplace with 44,000 strong over on Facebook there, over on Instagram, 44,000 strong. Debbie has been dropping the links in throughout the night along with the rest of our moderating team, and I thank my team so much. You can find them over on Facebook with 75,000. It won't be long until there are 100,000 strong over there on the Facebook with Mouse Marketplace as well. And of course, the website, which is where you can get all this magic. According to the Tally shirt, don't miss out. I'm telling you, jump on that shirt because that is a hot shirt. I love that shirt. Disney inspired small shop, so much over there. We talked about it a little bit earlier on in the stream with all of the different collections, apparel, custom items that have been over there. It's an amazing thing. Before we do close up the stream tonight, I wanted to go real quick and say to Jen, guess what? Thursday night, much like tonight's guest, we have another spectacular guest. It is a Disney fine art sensational artist. She's being featured at both sides of our continent this year. She was just at Festival of the Arts. She is next week out in California. Fenway Fan is coming. I know you're excited about her 2 nights from tonight.
I am so excited for Fenway Fan to join us. If anyone is familiar with the type of art she does, she is so versatile. She does so many different things. But the thing that I love the most is her paper crafting that she does, where she cuts the paper to create the what would you call works of art that she does.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
unbelievable.
cannot wait to hear how she does that because that is amazing.
It's special. It's going to be in another. This has been an amazing night with Bonnie here. We thank. I want to personally thank all the Mouse Marketplace friends and the family
Mhm.
from over there from coming over here tonight and spending a little time with us. I hope you've hit that subscribe and will come back for Disney Magic 7 days a week on this channel. To close things up tonight, we always like to do a final thought of the evening here, and Jen. I'm going to let you. I'll let you go first. Actually, you know what? Let's let our guests go first tonight. We'll try something a little different here. Let's let our guests go first tonight,
Okay.
then we'll finish it out. Bonnie, I'll throw it over to you. Final thought of the night from your end of the world.
Well, first of all, Pete and Jen, I just want to say thank you for having me, and I truly want to help. Thank you for your service. I know that you were in the military, and I so much appreciate you and just the freedom that we get because of people like you. So thank you for that. My words that I just want to end with is just this: the world needs your kindness right now. Just go out and be kind. Treat some people with kindness. Let them experience the magic and wonder that's in this world. And when you come down to Disney, just let yourself be a kid. Don't get so caught up in just going from thing to thing to thing. Soak it all in. Just enjoy the magic. It's there for a reason, and it's there for you. So soak it all in.
Love
That's it.
that.
Thank you
Jenna,
for having me.
Jen, no problem. Jen, I'll let you go next and I'll finish things up.
That was such a great message, Bonnie. And, that's the kind of stuff that we hear from you all the time in your group on Facebook and your little Facebook lives. And I'm so happy that we were able to bring you on tonight so other people can see all of the things that us Mouse Marketplace people see of you on a daily basis and your kind heart. And it's so heartwarming. And, I think I can say on behalf of a lot of the people here, thank you for just being you, because this
Thank
is
you.
this is just you, and it's special and it's unique, and we all thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Great,
Thank you.
great set, Jen. Bonnie, with my position, I was proud to serve those who served. I was 20 years civilian supporting. My grandfather was an admiral. My dad served in Vietnam. I chose to go a little bit different route, but I found my way back through a privately owned military company. And, I love Disney, and I love our military. And to me, being able to support both through my channel is a beautiful thing. I'm humbled and blessed, and I'm grateful to every man and woman who has served our country and their families who sacrifice as well. I thank you for coming on here tonight and sharing a little bit of your ups and downs, and both personally and through your career, and includes obviously being a small business owner here in the Disney community. I hope that many have found some time to find some happiness tonight. Hopefully, you followed some of Bonnie's social medias. We've been showing them all night: Facebook, Insta, over at the website. We've seen a couple people order tonight. Thank you and congratulations on hopefully finding some Disney magic added to your life. This has been a great interview, and it's been fun to share out Mouse Marketplace. I welcome Bonnie. Anytime you need to share something out, you can always reach out to us and let us know over here. I thank Jen for another great job on the interview, our moderators for doing as they are. And again, we'll be back on Thursday night. It's not often we do a double shot in a week because it's a ton of work. But at the request of Fenway Fan, we will be here Thursday night. She's got this one picture that we're going to show off Thursday night that she did a couple years ago that is spectacular. It's the Fab Five with Daisy, hand drawn, overlooking from the wall, overlooking the castle, looking down.
Cool.
It's unbelievable.
Stunning.
It may be one of the best pieces of art I've ever seen.
Oh,
And
wow.
so it's
Mhm.
yeah, I was just blown away by what when I saw the piece of work. So come back Thursday night. Hang tight, Bonnie. Jen, hang tight. Everybody else, I'll be
Mhm.
back tomorrow night for Disney, 10:45. You know what, Bonnie? I'm gonna call you out here. Ready? Here's what I want. At some point, we do a show on Wednesday nights called Disney Insomniacs. We play a game called Two Truths and a Lie.
Okay.
I'm inviting you to think about coming on there and play Two Truths and a Lie with me. It's a lot of fun. I'll
Okay.
see everybody tomorrow night at 10:45. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Uh, where's our close? Goodbye, Jen.